Hey there guys, and welcome back to Hursty Games, and welcome to a quick chat about the new icon swaps that have come out in FIFA 22. Now we're just around the corner from Team of the Season, and there are some options here that are, well, they're pretty gosh darn good. Now I have to say, I think almost every single option has merits to it, but I'm going to run down in the list of the ones that I think are definitely the most worth your time, and a couple of reasons as to why there's a couple that I would personally give a skip, and although they look great in principle, maybe aren't the one for you. So if this video ends up being helpful to you, make sure you leave a like on it, hit that sub button and turn notifications on for whenever we upload a video. But for now, let's get into the best options for this brand new icon swap. Let's go. So the first thing I want to talk about is when this first batch of icon swaps expires, and this is a big part of the reason why some of the options I'm going to talk about for me are a no-go. Now, the first thing to pay attention to is that these will expire on the 23rd of May. So what that means is that we're going to get 9 icon swap tokens now, and the other 9, as long as they do it the way they normally do in icon swaps, which is when the first batch expire, they bring out the next batch, which would mean on the 23rd of May we'll get the other 9. So if you're wanting anything that is worth 9 or more tokens, you've got to wait till then. And realistically, we're going to be a good way, if not majority of the way, through Team of the Season. So it's a long old wait. And by that point, a lot of these icon cards that are going to be like packable or pickable from this are probably going to be on par with some of the other Team of the Season cards which you may have packed, you may have got as red picks, or you may just have bought. So that is something worth bearing in mind, some of these options, and I will explain in the options and my decision making if I think a big part of the reason there may be a skip is because of when they're actually going to be gettable. But bearing that in mind, let's get into the options, and I'm going to talk to you firstly about what it is I'm taking from icon swaps. Okay, so this page here is what I am primarily taking from icon swaps: the 82 by 25, the 83 by 25, the 84 by 25, the 85 by 20, and depending on how my tokens and stuff go, I'm probably going to take this 93 plus icon moments pack as well. Now this adds up to exactly 18, which is how many tokens we're going to be getting. If you don't know how to work out how many tokens you should be getting, look at the most expensive item from the icon swaps and then add one. That's how they tend to do it. So this one, there are 2 options at 17, which means the amount of tokens we're going to get is 17 plus 1, which is 18. So the first thing I'm going to be taking is the 85 by 20, and then I'm going to take the 84 by 25 and the 82 by 25. Now the reason I'm working it in this way is because that adds up to 9. So 5 plus 3 plus 1 is 9. So that perfectly adds up to what I'm going to be getting for this first batch of swaps, which is obviously 9 tokens. And the reason I'm not going for, you know, the 82 by 25 and then skipping something else or whatever, I want the most packs I can get and the most efficient I can be. So I could do the 84 by 25, the 83 by 25 and the 82 by 25, and that gives me 75 cards over 70. But the 85 by 20, I'm guaranteed to get more higher rated cards than I am against the 82 by 25 on a technicality. So for me, it's most important to get all of that fodder ready for Team of the Season. I'm just going to hold on to these packs until there's a Team of the Season I particularly like. For those who don't know, I'm currently stacking packs due to my Twitch streams, every follow, etc. And I'm already on nearly 300 packs. And this is all stuff that's just going to add towards that. And we're going to have a huge pack opening. Getting fodder like this will mean we can do SBCs, we can do icon swap stuff, we can do icon SBCs, we can do Team of the Season SBCs as and when they come out as well. So we're going to be able to get loads of stuff done because we've got loads of fodder. If I decided I wasn't going to do a couple and I didn't want to have to do every single one of them, instead of the icon moments pack, I personally would take Kenny Dalglish. I think for the amount of tokens that is, Kenny Dalglish for 7 is an absolute steal. I think he's really, really good value. And again, it means that I don't have to do 1. I think I just said 2, but I don't have to do 1. That adds up to 17 instead of 18. So I can get away with a squad battles objective, basically. But that's just one option. I'm going to show you through the ones that I don't think are quite worth it. Okay, so in my opinion, I think the packs are definitely worth your time and definitely worth doing. Even if you just do the online ones, I'm fairly sure you can get most of the packs done. This time around, you can get, I think it's 4 tokens from doing the online ones. So for example, you could get the 84 by 25 and the 82 by 25 and not have to touch squad battles. I'm fairly sure that is the case. But if you were willing just to do one batch of squad battles, let's say you could get a first owned silver team and you could potentially get a full English squad in doing that. That's, for example, a decent one to do. That's another 3 icon swap tokens, and that basically gives you the 83 by 25 as well. And you could do all of that in literally doing one batch of squad battles with getting the right objectives done and just the online stuff. So I think the packs are definitely worth your time. I have to say, I think Van der Sar is quite an interesting one. I know Van der Sar, in the eyes of a lot of professional players, which I am not, just bear that in mind, a lot of pro players seem to run Van der Sar, whether it's his prime icon moments or just a different version of his cards. I would assume that Van der Sar is obviously a half decent keeper if a lot of pro players are using this card. So I would say Van der Sar for 5 is probably not terrible, and if you've not necessarily fallen in love with a goalkeeper and you want to do the packs, you're not that fussed about taking anything else, you just want to take the fodder packs, then pushing yourself just to get another couple of tokens is probably going to be worth your time if you wanted to take Van der Sar, and if he's useless, whack him in an SBC. I am not going to take him just because I've got some goalkeepers that, not that I'm happy with because all goalkeepers seem to be pretty terrible this FIFA, but push came to shove, I wouldn't be upset if I took Van der Sar with the fodder packs. Now, I would say this pack here, it's not, I don't think it's particularly worth it because it doesn't really rule any of the attack or mid out. It really doesn't rule that many out, so it's not really any different from just taking a guaranteed attack or midfielder pack or just a guaranteed icon moments pack, because although you don't have to take defenders and you don't get goalkeepers, which I guess a lot of people could see that as a dub in itself, personally, it just seems like a bit of a null and void thing with the limits they put on it. It doesn't seem to rule much out. Dalglish, as I said, I think it's a fantastic option. Roberto Carlos, I think there are probably some left backs that are maybe better meta-wise, but Roberto Carlos is not a bad card. It's the skill moves that's a bit of a stinker for me. His left foot is incredible, so I'm not that fussed about his weak foot. It's not the end of the world. But I'm somebody who quite likes, especially if it's a fullback that's going to get up the pitch, and Roberto Carlos, a big part of his card for me and a big part of Roberto Carlos is how good of a finisher he was. So you want him potentially working throughout that left-hand side. Him having 3-star skills for me is a little bit of an iffy one, but I think it's a fun card if nothing else. Again, if you're not sure what to take, I don't think that's a bad option. I've already said that I think the Icon Moments 93 Plus is a decent one to take. George Best, great icon to get. If you need a winger, this guy is a fantastic card. 4-star, very, very usable. And George Best is a card that I hate playing against because he nearly always seems to score against me. Pretty much any version of his card as well. The 91 Plus Icon Moments player pick. I'm going to be honest with you. The only benefit to this is the fact that it's a pick. It is 3 choices. That in itself is kind of cool. The thing to have a look at, go and have a look at how many Icon Moments cards are 91 Plus. Again, it really doesn't rule that many out. So it is basically just an Icon Moments player pick. If you think it's worth your fodder of 11, that's your choice. It does limit you to only 7 other choices, which you could go ahead and get yourself a Kenny Dalglish, or you could go ahead and get yourself, sorry, I've gone on the wrong tap there, or you could go ahead and get yourself some of the fodder packs. One thing worth bearing in mind, anything after George Best, you will have to wait until the 23rd of May, like I said. So if you think it's worth waiting for the player pick to the 23rd of May, that is your choice entirely. For me personally, I think it's not worth that wait. I don't think waiting for that Icon Moments player pick is particularly worth it. I'm almost certain we're going to get other Icon picks or packs or whatever in the meantime with fodder. And you know what? If you took all of the fodder packs, you'd probably be able to get that done, that SBC done, and you'd get it a whole lot quicker than you'd get this done. Just a thought, just my opinion. I don't think the Moments pick is worth it. I don't think Eto's well, Eto's an incredible card. I'll put it this way. Eto's card is fantastic. However, I would say you're going to get almost as much luck, if not an equally good card, by just taking Dalglish. He really is a solid card. Eto is phenomenal. I've not used his Moments card. His prime is unbelievable, but so is Kenny Dalglish. They're both great. I'd say if Dalglish wasn't so cheap, this would be a great card, but it's kind of the same thought process. You can get Eto done. You could have Eto by tomorrow if you were to grind all the swaps out. Eto, you've got to wait a long time. I'm going to look at it the same way I've said everything. Dalglish, you could get him done by tomorrow if you grind and sweat the swaps and stuff out. Eto, you've got to wait a bit of a while. So I would say that Eto is a solid card, but again, is it worth waiting till, you know, a month and a half's time? 94 Plus Icon Moments pack. Again, if you're willing to wait, this is a good pick because it does take a good chunk of lower rated stuff out and actually takes out almost every single option that you can actually get from doing these. You can still get Best and you can still get Matthias, who we're coming up to, but I would say this is a good option if you're willing to wait. Matthias is also a very good option if you're willing to wait. Hell of a card, really, really good, and again, I think a fantastic option. 93 Plus Icon Moments player pick, again, one of 3. Again, it cuts out a lot of options and a lot of the slightly lower end icons, but I'm going to be honest with you, again, I don't think it's worth the wait. Admittedly, you can go ahead and open some of the ones we get through SBCs, and you're not going to get a guaranteed 93, and you're not going to get 3 guaranteed 93s as well. That is worth bearing in mind. I still, however, don't think it is worth the wait. Personally, I just don't think it's worth the wait, which is why I'm kind of going to say the same thing for this one. I know this one is 5 options, and that is a fantastic option. That is great to get a player pick of 5 options. The way to kind of look at it is red picks. Obviously, you push to 14 wins, you get 5 picks, you get 5 stinkers. You could still get 5 stinkers, and it's that risk reward. You could get even just what, you know, a Ronaldo pops up, or a Pele pops up, or someone like that pops up, and it was so worth it, of course, but I just don't think it's worth the wait. I'm going to be honest with you. I would much rather fill my club with fodder and be able to go and do an SBC where I know what I'm going to get than wait all that time, put all that time in and get a stinker. Just personal preference. I think player picks are sick. I still love player picks, but I just think it's a big risk for a long wait. And the last 2 to look at, obviously, a player pick of a guaranteed attacker or a midfielder. It's back down to 3 picks, but I think it taking out the defenders and midfielders is pretty sick. There's obviously the only real big defender that you're kind of losing out on in a pack like this, in my opinion, is Maldini, which would be sick. But he's obviously got an SBC that's out right now anyway, so if you desperately want a Maldini, you could go and do that. For all of your tokens, and then obviously you've got the spare one if you did all of them, which you could just go to the 82x25, I would say it's worth it if you're happy to wait. That's the main thing. Talking about the worth it, whether it's worth the wait, I actually am very lucky and have Prime Hullet in my club at the moment. He is incredible, but I'm fairly sure that during Team of the Season, I'm going to find cards that are also Hullet Gang and will possibly take Hullet out by team if the chemistry allows it. Not that Hullet's bad. I absolutely love Rude Hullet, but there's a very good chance that during Team of the Season, there will be plenty of cards that will be just as good as this card. Just off the top of my head, Team of the Season and Kunku is going to be one of the best cards I think we've ever seen. And he would probably go in over Hullet. Hullet's obviously an icon, got a great body type in regards to gameplay, but at the end of the day, it's not worth waiting till the 23rd of May and using every single one of your tokens bar 1 just to get Prime Hullet. I think there's going to be better cards out at the time, or at least other options that mean you don't have to go and use all of those. But that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys have found it helpful. If you have, then please do let me know by leaving a like on the video. It really does help out a lot. Comment down below to let me know what you're planning on taking, or if you want my opinions on what you are taking. I will be brutally honest. I'll say if I don't think it's a great option, or I'll explain why I maybe would do things differently, or I'll say sick, great idea. At the end of the day, it is your packs, they are your tokens, you do what the living Christ you want to do with them. Please do not be massively swayed by me, but if you want my opinion, then let me know down below. As I said before though, leave a like to let me know you enjoyed the video, hit that sub button if you're new to the channel, and turn notifications on to be told that whenever we upload a video. If you want to catch us on our live streams, it's Hursty Games over on Twitch. There's a link down below, make sure you go check it out. But that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tom, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you very soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. In a bit, guys. Take care. His name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, we'll say hello. Entertain, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'ma read it slow. Hursty Games, yeah, you already know. Hursty Games, gonna hurt for days. I'll burst into flames, I'll enter the maze, enter in tane. I'm gonna make it rain. He's kicking and he's taking names. The one streamer who will never bore me. QPR, S8 to glory. Career on the mode, reading a story. Heaven not hell, no purgatory. Hursty Games, now his name is Thomas. No tank engine, yeah, I promise. His streams are bomb. Tomic with his bald head, Wallace and Gromit. Hursty Games, burst into flames, enter in tane, enter the maze, gonna make it rain. He's kicking, taking names. Hursty Games, Yo, JHG, subscribe to Hursty Games.